The smell of coffee is in the air. It must be time for another episode of The Art of Struggle. Welcome to another episode of my podcast called The Art of Struggle. You can hear me rant about art, video games, movies, pop culture, CGI, the industry, and much, much more. My name is Fatayo Pawoya, and I'll be your guide as we explore the world of CG, pop culture, and the people who make it all possible. As usual, you guys know the drill. Posting on my podcast on Anchor. Alright, almost there. Alright, so that's the last time I'm gonna stop it. So, today we're gonna dive into some news about what's going on in the industry right now. Let's start with Pubg Mobile. It's just reached about 30 million in revenue 4 months after launch. Pubg Mobile has acquired more than $30 million in revenue since it first launched 4 months ago. This revenue growth is attributed to how the mobile game monetizes its active player base, which hit over 10 million daily active users back in May. According to data from the analytics firm Sensor Tower, sales for the mobile game tripled after implementation of the Royal Pass, a timed seasonal event which is similar to PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds Event Pass. The game has made an estimated $22 million in total since the pass launched, compared to the $7.6 million it grossed between May 16th and June 18th, increasing about 190%. Across the App Store and Google Play, players have spent an average of $650,000 per day since the pass was introduced. Before the Royal Pass was made available, players spent about $220,000 per day in the preceding period, before the Royal Pass was introduced. Pubg Mobile did not see revenue dip below $450,000 per day since the introduction of the Royal Pass, whereas previously it never grossed more than $343,000 per day. Since launching the pass, the game has grossed as much as $1.1 million per day, just 2 days after the pass went live. That is craziness. That is craziness. Okay, so this next article is from Game Sutra, and they're talking about Apple and how the iPhone is promoting gaming performance with this new ad. So Apple seems to be pushing harder to present the iPhone as a device for high-powered mobile gaming by showing off the processing power of its A11 Bionic chip in a new ad released today promoting the multiplayer game Vainglory. The ad features the iPhone X and A11 Bionic chip, which is a 2.4 gigahertz chip with 2 performance cores and 4 high-efficiency cores, apparently powerful enough for console-quality games and AR application. In terms of benchmark, the A11 outperforms the A10 included in previous iPhones for better gaming and better performance, thanks in part to Apple designing its own GPU. which is pretty cool. So all you iPhone users out there, get ready for better gaming. In gaming news, No Man's Sky's next update attracts over 40,000 players on Steam. I'm going to try not to put any of my biases on to this game because I heard it was a lot of hype and didn't really live up, but it's still living, so I'll give it the same objectivity that I would any game. Okay, so Hello Games' expansive space simulator No Man's Sky showed over 40,000 concurrent players on Steam this week following the release of game's big next update. The game itself has seen significant changes since its original and somewhat controversial launch. This latest update introduces full multiplayer, expansive base building, overhauled graphics, and much more. Next also hit the PlayStation 4 and was released alongside No Man's Sky Xbox One debut this week as well. Next is the fourth update to hit the game since it released in 2016. But according to numbers grabbed by PC Gamer, the next update has attracted double the crowd on Steam that its predecessor, Atlas Rises, did last year. Looking at PC Gamer's Steam charts numbers, Atlas Rising clocked about 20,000 concurrent users at its peak, while the original launch of No Man's Sky saw nearly 200,000 on Steam alone. That's pretty interesting. So No Man's Sky is making a return. I mean, that game is super controversial because, a lot of people wanted much more from the game, and they felt like it didn't deliver for what they had pretty much promised. So yeah, hopefully that game finds its footing and does right by the people who believed in the game. All right. So okay, new report from Epic. The net worth could rise to $8 billion thanks to Fortnite. Man, this whole battle royale system, man, I don't know, man. People say it's a fad, man. It's getting up there. It's getting popularized, and it's making these companies vastly wealthy. Wealthy enough so that Epic is giving away 88% to 12%. They changed their monetizing for the marketplace so that you get more money whenever you sell on marketplace. It's very interesting that a game could make a company feel more generous. Maybe it's just Tim Sweeney that just feels like, okay, I've got so much money, let me give some back to the people who are on my marketplace, and that's pretty dope of him. So yeah, Epic's net worth could rise to $8 billion. Not million, B's with a B. $8 billion thanks to Fortnite. The success of popular battle royale effort Fortnite means developer Epic Games could soon be worth as much as $8 billion. As reported by Bloomberg, the North Carolina-based studio is riding high thanks to Fortnite, which is now taking in $2 million per day on iOS alone. That's no other platform, iOS alone. Overall, the free-to-play shooter is on track to generate $2 billion this year, meaning Epic could finish the year with a net worth somewhere between $5 billion to $8 billion. Analysts suggest Fortnite's implementation of microtransactions has helped turn the game into a cash cow, with limited edition cosmetic items like outfits, skins, and dances encouraging players to spend. On the revenue side, they've done something that's really unique, which is come up with a perception of exclusivity, said Wedbush securities analyst Michael Patcher. If you see another player in a leopard skin and go to the store and see it's no longer available, you think, shoot, I got to move on it next time. And that's how they get you. They make it feel like it's so unique and it's only for a limited amount of time, because scarcity builds interest. Scarcity builds that want. If it's not readily available all the time, next time you see it, oh, best believe you're gonna grab it. So I mean, kudos to Epic for finding ways to monetize more on a game that's making $2 million a day on iOS alone. It's nuts. That's craziness. All right, I want to thank you for listening to another episode of The Art of Struggle. My name is Fatai. I want to remind you to keep making those art gains. Keep drawing, keep painting, keep sculpting. Keep writing, keep singing, keep dancing. The life you want is on the other side of your struggle. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Art of Struggle. That's it. I want to thank you for listening to The Art of Struggle, man. You can catch any of these podcasts on iTunes, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcast from. This is Ty on The Art of Struggle, signing out.